Hi, this is your host, and you're listening to this channel. It's hard to imagine a more inhospitable place than the barren ice sheet of Antarctica. And yet, every year, thousands of emperor penguins gather here, facing unimaginable challenges. But perhaps the greatest challenge of all is what they must do to ensure the survival of their young. Emperor penguins raise their chicks in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. And to succeed, they've evolved one of the most extreme parenting styles known to nature. They abandon their eggs and chicks at the first sign of trouble. And although this behavior might seem cruel from our point of view, it's actually a brilliant adaptation that ensures the species' survival. So get ready to dive into the icy depths of the Antarctic and discover why emperor penguins abandon their young. The emperor penguin, a flightless bird related to the common penguin, is the largest of all penguin species, standing up to 1.3 meters tall and weighing over 45 kilograms. The males sport a distinctive black head and a bright orange beak, while the females are slightly smaller and have a more uniform black plumage. Despite their bulk, emperor penguins cannot fly, being perfectly adapted for life in water, where they are superb swimmers and divers capable of reaching speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour and diving to depths of 1,700 meters in search of food. Their thick layer of blubber and dense, warm feathers help them survive the harsh Antarctic conditions. Emperor penguins live and breed in the coldest place on Earth. During winter, the temperature can drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius, and strong katabatic winds can reach speeds of more than 200 kilometers per hour. The lack of vegetation and the constant daylight during winter make the landscape monotonous. However, this frozen desert is rich in marine life, including krill, fish, and squid, which emperor penguins feed on. The emperor penguin's preferred habitat is the fast ice, which is attached to the land and does not move with the tides. Here, the penguins can easily access the surface to lay their eggs and care for their young. Despite the inhospitable environment, the emperor penguin colony is a bustling city full of noise and activity. There, tens of thousands of penguins gather in close proximity, making it a paradise for disease outbreaks and predators such as leopard seals. Emperor penguins are highly specialized for breeding in the harsh Antarctic environment. Unlike most birds, they breed during the harshest winter months and lay only one egg per breeding attempt. Females are responsible for laying the egg and males for incubating it. The males display elaborate courtship rituals to attract females and then form strong pair bonds that can last for years. Once the egg is laid, the male carefully transfers it to a special pouch on his belly called a brood pouch, where he will keep it warm until it hatches. While the male incubates the egg, the female leaves the colony to feed at sea. After about 2 months, the chick hatches, and from that moment on, it depends entirely on the male parent for its survival. The male feeds the chick regurgitated fish and protects it from predators and extreme weather. At first, the chick is completely helpless, but after a few weeks, it begins to grow feathers and learn to swim and dive. The male continues to feed and protect the chick until it is ready to survive on its own. The emperor penguin's breeding cycle is a delicate balance of energy expenditure and resource allocation. Males must carefully monitor the health of both themselves and their chicks, as well as the quality of their diet, to ensure successful breeding. This process requires an incredible amount of energy, and males can lose up to half their body weight during incubation. In some years, however, the harsh conditions of the Antarctic make it impossible for the males to successfully incubate the egg or raise the chick. During these difficult times, the emperor penguins practice a remarkable form of parental care, or rather the lack thereof. Faced with extreme hunger or the risk of losing their chick due to bad weather, emperor penguins will abandon their young in the hopes of surviving and breeding another day. Although this behavior seems brutal, it is a calculated decision based on a penguin's assessment of the risks involved in trying to raise a chick. By abandoning their young, the parents sacrifice their current offspring to preserve their own health and ensure their ability to reproduce in the future. This may sound counterintuitive, but it is actually a very effective strategy in an environment as unpredictable and unforgiving as Antarctica. This behavior raises questions about the limits of parental care and the strategies animals use to maximize their reproductive success in the toughest environments on Earth. By studying the emperor penguin's reproductive strategy, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex decisions that parents must make to ensure the survival of both themselves and their offspring. One of the main reasons emperor penguins abandon their chicks is the lack of food. Emperor penguins feed mainly on krill and fish, which are not always available in sufficient quantities. If the sea is particularly barren or storms make it difficult for penguins to catch fish, they may have no choice but to abandon their chicks to avoid starving. For example, during the 2016 to 2017 breeding season, a severe shortage of krill led many emperor penguins to abandon their chicks. Storms can also pose a serious threat to the survival of emperor penguins and their chicks. Strong winds and heavy snowfall can make it difficult for penguins to move around the colony or catch fish. In extreme cases, storms can even lead to the death of chicks who cannot withstand the cold. Faced with such conditions, parents may decide that the only way to save their offspring is to abandon it and try again next year. Another reason for chick abandonment is the poor health of the penguin or the chick. If a penguin is sick or injured, it may not be able to take care of its chick properly. Similarly, if a chick is born weak or sick, it may not survive even with proper care. In these cases, parents may choose to abandon their offspring to prevent it from suffering needlessly or to conserve their own strength for future breeding attempts. The age of the chick is also an important factor in determining whether or not it will be abandoned. Emperor penguin chicks are born naked and helpless and depend completely on their parents for survival. During the first few weeks of life, they are extremely vulnerable to the harsh conditions of the Antarctic. If a chick is too young to survive on its own, its parents may abandon it to try again later. Although the abandonment of chicks by emperor penguins may seem like a heartless act, it is actually a very effective strategy for ensuring the survival of the species. By sacrificing their current offspring, parents increase their chances of reproducing successfully in the future. Moreover, in most cases, the chick has little or no chance of survival anyway. Therefore, by abandoning it, the parents avoid unnecessary waste of energy and resources. The decision to abandon or not to abandon the chick is a complex and risky calculation for the penguin. On the one hand, abandoning a chick means giving up the possibility of having an heir and continuing its bloodline. On the other hand, keeping the chick may mean condemning it to a slow and painful death or, worse still, condemning the penguin itself to death while trying to take care of its offspring. Faced with such a dilemma, the penguin must weigh the pros and cons and make a quick decision. In conclusion, the abandonment of chicks by emperor penguins is a fascinating and complex phenomenon that reflects the extraordinary challenges these birds face to survive and reproduce in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. While this behavior may seem brutal and counterintuitive, it is actually a very effective strategy for ensuring the long-term survival of the species. By sacrificing their current offspring, parents increase their chances of reproducing successfully in the future and avoid wasting energy and resources on offspring with little or no chance of survival. Although the abandonment of chicks by emperor penguins raises ethical questions about the limits of parental care, it also offers us a unique opportunity to understand the complex decisions that parents must make to ensure the survival of both themselves and their offspring. As we continue to study and learn more about these magnificent creatures, we must remember that their behavior, however perplexing it may seem, is ultimately driven by the same instinct for survival that drives all living things. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up to stay up to date with all our new content. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and thanks for watching.